For my budget system, I use the Erin Condren Petite Budget Book, which I will also place a link down below. And I keep it in my Erin Condren Petite Folio. So this one is designed to hold all of the different types of petite planners that are carried in that line. And I also have my wellness journal here as well. So this is the other one that I keep here. I had other notebooks and other petite planners, but I really wasn't using them because life just got really busy, and sometimes the more busy I am, the more simple I need things to be. So those are the only two that I carry here now. But as I readjust my planning system, I might add the daily petite planner as well as a notebook to just keep notes here as well. All right, so today is August 24th. So the month is not fully over, and I still have a couple of different bills that I still have to pay for next month. So I'm not going to do the full recap for the end of the month because I still have a few more days. But what I'll do is I will post once the month is over on how I did overall. But just to show you the breakdown of August, I have my main goals up on the top here, and then I have any upcoming purchases. So for August, I traveled to New York for work, and I decided to treat myself to a Broadway show. So that's what I did there. And then I'm planning on buying a small shredder for my office/craft room. So I haven't purchased it yet, and I'm not sure I'll be able to given the budget this month. So I will consider this. Then I still have a few online orders that I'm still waiting on. So I ordered the new Erin Condren organization system, the wall system, and also there was a big warehouse sale where a lot of the things that I used were 50 to 70% off. So that was great. So I'm going to be sharing that when it comes in. So I'm really excited about that. And then I needed a couple of additional stickers from Crazy Ann Designs, so I will be waiting on those as well. And then here I have my upcoming bills. So I do have a few bills that are still have yet to be paid. I have mortgage here, but typically when I put mortgage, that's for the following month because we pay our mortgage on the 20th of every month or so. So here, this will be planning for the following month. Our HOA fees are also due on the 20th, and I usually just check that off when they've cashed a check. And our gas bill, it's coming due any day now. It should be coming out of the account probably already, so I have to check that off. And then my car payment is due on the 28th of the month as well. So still a few things to go. And then here I just have my breakdown with my custom labels to replace some of the ones that are not really fitting into our budget. And what I did was I wanted to differentiate between what was a bill and what was a cash envelope. So anything that's in orange, so the color of the month, is an actual bill. Or I'm sorry, not a bill, but rather a sinking fund. And the ones in purple are the cash envelopes. So I wanted to distinguish sinking funds versus cash envelopes, and that's what I did. So I'll just pick maybe two colors for the month. One like the color of the month, and then one is the highlight color, and then I will use those colors to differentiate the two. On the bottom here, I use this to write down what I'm going to be planning on selling or to donate. This month really has gotten away from me, so I haven't really had a chance to go through all of our stuff. So I'll probably plan on doing that next month. All right, and then on this side, I have for one of the pay periods, which was on August 2nd, I listed all of our sinking funds. So everything that's in orange here would get transferred to this page, and I changed the header. I forget what it says on the, let me show you, in September. So the original header is date, description, category, and total. So I changed it to date, sinking fund, the amount that I'm adding or subtracting, and then the actual balance. And then I have my total here. So for this pay period, it was a total of $583 that I added to our sinking funds. So this is the amount that I'm adding, and then this will be what I actually have on the fund, so the balance there. And then the total that I was transferring into the account, and the total for the entire sinking funds category. I did have a couple of medical and dental bills that I was not expecting, so I used that from my sinking funds. So if I do have a transaction that I need to deduct from that category, so in this example it was the medical and dental, I had a balance of $30 before those two bills came in. So what I did is I just write down the category minus how much I'm using for the sinking fund, the leftover balance, pay the bill, and then carry the new balance over. So then the next pay period in August was August 16th. So I listed again how much I'm putting into the sinking fund. So I just have the total for the month, and then I break it down. I divide it into two, or however many pay periods there are. I know that there's 3 pay period for us for this month in August, but I'm actually not counting on that 3rd pay period. I'm only budgeting for the 2 that we normally budget for. So again, I have my sinking funds here, and then I went ahead. So for example, medical and dental, my balance was 0, but I'm adding $10 so our total amount that I put aside for medical and dental is $20 a month, because we really don't have that many expenses, knock on wood. And I just carried the balance over, so I deposited $10, so now my new balance is $10 as well. So that's how the sinking funds work. And on this page here, I know it might seem a little repetitive, but I don't feel I have a ton of room to write the actual spent amount on all of these categories. So I've decided to use these 2 pages for that. Now, I might only need 1 page given the amount of bills that we have. And the reason for that is because I put the category sinking funds, the total here, instead of listing every single sinking fund. So that saves some room, but had I listed them all, I probably would have had to use this page here as well. So I have, again, the headers are the same as the other one. So it was date, description, category, and total. So I went ahead and changed it. So I have my budget category here. So mortgage, homeowners association fees, the budgeted amount, so the actual amount that I budgeted, and then this is the actual amount that I've spent for the month. And then here on this first column, I wrote difference. So I want to know how much I actually budgeted for, the actual amount that I spent, and then how much did I go over or under on that particular category for expenses. So it gives me sort of like a nice monthly recap. So for if it's 0, obviously it's 0. If I went over, so for example, our electric bill, I was planning on $75 because that's typically what we've been paying, but it looks like we spent a little bit more on electricity. So the actual amount was $122. So I went over by $47. Now, these numbers are not the exact amount. Maybe it was like $122.53. I don't care about those cents. I just kind of round it up or down as I need to, and just give myself a whole number. So we went over by $47 there. Our water bill, also, I forgot that every August they charge a backflow test, $40 fee. I was not counting on that. I had over budgeted by about $30. So we went under by $10. On the other hand, our gas bill was about half less than we normally pay, or that I was budgeting on. So I had budgeted $60, but we actually ended up spending $29 on that. So I actually have an overage of $31. So then I'll just get the net difference once the month is fully over in this case. So that's pretty much the budget and how I break it down. Now, in order to calculate all of this, I do use the Every Dollar app, and I set up the budget using the app. That way I don't have to, use whiteout, or if I make a mistake, I know that it's all in there. And I also track all of the transactions in using the Every Dollar app. And now I'm going to be setting up the month of September. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add my labels for my categories that I'm going to replace that fit our needs best. And these are from my Etsy shop, Serrae Plants on Etsy. And as I showed you on the first page of August, this is how I use them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. The other thing is that, so with these labels, you can order up to 21 individual categories. So you can see they come already cut and ready to just place in that particular area. If you order less than 21, then the rest actually come blank. So you have these little strips of sticker sheets or stickers that are blank, so you can use them and block out anything that's completely irrelevant to your life, so that you can cross those off instead of using whiteout. However, I don't have any because this is the original set of stickers that I've made for myself, so I don't have any. So I'm going to be making some to just get rid of the ones that are not applicable to us. That way it just looks a little bit cleaner as well. So all of my labels are placed on this side. So I'm now going to put the labels on this side. So I cut this one in half and to keep track of my online orders. And then this one on the bottom, I get rid of savings goals and put in to sell and to donate. All right, and then to decorate, I'm going to use these September sheets. It's from one of the designer books sticker. I forget which ones, but we'll go ahead and link it down below if it's available. And then I'm also going to be using these two colors. These are from the Mile Liner highlighters. I'm going to be using these two colors to highlight the sinking funds in the monthly color, and then the cash envelopes in the highlight color as well. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of a decoration to the page before I go ahead and add all of my bills and my lists. I like to add these little stars at each goal, and this way I can rate how I did with each goal that I set for the month at the end of the month. So poor, good, or great. Okay, so for these pages, I'm going to go ahead and change up the headers to fit how I use these two. So now I'm ready to write down my budget. So I'm going to start with my goals up at the top. One of the things that I like to reference as I'm listing out all of our bills is the sinking funds sheet that I created and placed at the front of my planner, as well as there is a bill tracker sheet that I like to look at as well to make sure that I cover everything. Now, I incorporate these in the Every Dollar app as well, of course, but this is just a nice visual to see when everything is due. So now I'm going to go ahead and list all of our sinking funds on these 2 pages. On this section, I am just going to go ahead and set up the listing of all of the bills and expenses so that I can just do the recap at the end of the month. So this is where I list the actual budgeted versus the actual spent. All right, so now that my entire budget is set up, I'm gonna go ahead and take just a couple of extra stickers just to add a little bit more decor. And I've also added a post with all of the individual pages on Instagram if you wanted to take a closer look at how I set up the amounts and all that good stuff. So again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.